morning or great afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the late class. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of things that we actually look at the previous class. Hey, what's up? It says, let me read you. I'm just a little bit outdated here. What does it say right there? Hey, it's DJ OZ. Yeah, that is me trying to get Bitcoin to move, right? Hey, Lunar Beaches Crypto in the house. What is up, brother? What is it? What your OZ stands for anyway? I know. It's just kind of like in the music mood, right? And yeah, I mean, maybe too much coffee today. All right, today we're gonna be taking a look at a couple of things that are being or have been moving since the morning because I see a couple of you guys repeating class. So welcoming, great. And also, we're gonna be looking at your Q&A. Today, it's important for me, guys, that you ask me any and all of your questions, no matter how complex, no matter how simple, no matter how basic they might seem to be. I want you guys to be prepared for whatever is coming in this week, and everything is kind of like getting under pressure, so we should be expecting something starting to break. All right, so I want you guys to fully understand the indicators, so please let me know right here if you have any questions. Let's get started with Bitcoin, and then we're going to be looking at a couple of other assets. Also, guys, if you want me to visit some stocks, some Forex, some crypto, please let me know right now on the side chat. We can look at anything you guys want me to look at, but you guys need me to. You need to let me know. Sorry. Yeah, I believe it was a little bit too much coffee today. ICP short 1 hour. Let's take a look at that, Marion. And Ethereum, keep me cool. So, absolutely. Okay, it was just Discord. Also, it sounds like a demon. Do I? Is my audio broken? Let me know. No, audio is good. All right. Lunar Beaches Crypto, maybe you need to restart Discord. Maybe. Audio good now. Great. Awesome. All right, let's jump in the chart, and this time I'm gonna make sure to click that show chat things because I mean earlier today I was just kind of like going over nothing, right? I was just talking. All right, let me get started with Bitcoin. Let's go here, let's go all the way up, and let's see all of my charts of Bitcoin. Again, today we're gonna be taking a look at weekly and daily. I know the guys that are repeating class already have seen this, but the ones that are not, I would just want to make sure that we go over those. All right, so let's take a look at what we got. Very simple or simplistic. Let's get started with daily here, and let's see what am I looking. So guys, remember that we were looking at A, B. Oh, come on, too much spaghetti to get started with. Let's just give it 1 second. There we go, much better. And we're gonna be having A, B, drop, and then bounce from it, right? So A, B, then we had the ETF of Bitcoin approved, drop, and then going up. The difference between this movement that is showing higher and me drawing this little range in here, it is that we have the halving event up next, or basically around the corner. I do believe that we're gonna be ranging, and let's take a look at those areas where I might be looking for entries and exits. By the way, just telling you right away that I'm looking at 38K-ish, somewhere around that for the bear scenario. And also, you should know that I have already bought at this area. All right, so I'm not buying anything more. This is not financial advice. I already have bought for my HODL back, not for trading it. All right, so those are two different parts of my wallet. You should know. And if it goes lower, I'll just get a little bit more. And if it goes higher, I will not be buying higher until it retraces, find support, and then when it confirms that support, I'll be getting a little bit more. Let me show you what am I talking about, and for that I'm gonna be drawing or pulling up this VPVR. All right, so we see a ton of volume playing out here and a little volume or selling volume in here. What am I gonna be expecting if by any chance or when we break this area here, so to the upside, then finding support on this top of this area right there that I am drawing on top. All right, and then here I might be thinking to re-enter for a continuation of that movement. In the meantime, until I see it breaking through, rejecting, going all the way up, then finding support and start flipping and finding support at this space and moving up. Until I see that, I will not be planning to get anything else out of Bitcoin. All right. So let's just take a look at weekly just to see that we are still forming. And for this, I need to just turn everything off. We are still within that range, or what could be looking like a bullish pennant with a ton of wicks all across the border. All right. So just so you know, and so far, we're still very, very bullish, and 38 would not be crazy to reach once again if we are going for maybe a liquidity grab at these areas right there. And can I see? Yeah, I should be able. There we go. Here it is. Can I see a bullish volume coming in that area? Yes, I can. And let me just zoom in a little bit so we can have only this area right here playing out. So you'll see that bullish scenario, because if I go and take a look at a farther back down, I'll be looking as a bearish volume. So here we go. We have bullish, a little bit of bearish, and then zero because it was basically just exhausted out of that area. So that is what I'm looking at this zones in here. Basically just steadying or holding steady right there. You can see that on my VPVR, my VPVR, it is basically right there. Please give me 1 second. There we go. Sorry for that. All right. Then let's go into closer to a close up here, and then also let's see what it might be looking closer. So we are ranging. You guys already know that I'm trading the range. So basically shorting the top of the range, longing the bottom of the range. And if you cannot see the range, let me ease you in. And also there we go. You can see right there the range. By the way, guys, we have a free tool to show you the ranges, and it is inside the indicators, and you can do chart prime, all one word, and look for ranges with volume breakouts. Let's take a look at that. Also, this one, smart money breakouts, very nice one. Let me see, where can I see them? Trend channel with liquidity breakouts. This is it. So this is a very recommended one if you like those ranges like I do. All right, moving on into the next one. And then I'm going to go read you guys because I'm interested on you guys asking me questions about the indicators. Remember, anything that you want me to, please let me know, right? Solana. We were taking a look at Solana, and I was setting up an alert right down here because I believe that we could have a little bit more overextension to go. Nonetheless, I was projecting a bounce out of that area. And you guessed it, it just bounced right away. Did not cut off my entry, neither my alert. Nonetheless, I mean, the overall direction of that trade, it's playing out. Just so you know, I did not enter in that trade. Full transparency. And if you did, shout out to you and let me know right here on the side chat that you did enter on that trade. If you did, on other news about the same area, where am I going to be planning to enter? After I break the zero line here, then I'll start thinking to enter back into a bullish scenario. So far, I'm still holding because I did not cut the bottom of that movement. All right, moving back into Discord, and let me see what I got. Let me go farther ahead here. Buy Monero? I don't think so. Are you buying Lunar Beaches crypto? Let me know, brother. For a good discount, I really liked Monero back in the day. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still holding a little bit, but getting delisted, I don't think it's gonna be like that big of a deal, other than just kind of like holding it for possible speculation. I have no doubt that it's gonna be coming back in to the markets. Like for example, EGLD. Remember when EGLD got delisted and then listed back, and it was EGLD versus Bitcoin exclusively? I think something like that might be happening. Hey, Chris Banner, there we go. Welcome, welcome. And I promised to touch on a couple of things for Chris Banner. So let me just wrap things up, and then we're gonna be moving into Chris. So Chris, please give me the heads up if I can call back at your public conversation and talk about it, and then go on with what I wanted to teach you in here and maybe answer many of your questions. If I can't bring that up, please give me the heads up there. With just type a thumbs up, and I'll get the good to go or the heads up for you to talk about your specific case. In the meantime, I'll be waiting for that one. But let's see, Mario. There you go. Thanks. Who was saying that? Dog Char Prime. All right. Loud means very, very strong. Yeah. What does soft, loud? All right. Loud. Those are about order blocks. So basically, it's how soft or hard or how difficult they are to be broken or gone through. Right. So soft, easy to break or go through. Right. Hard to break or go through, and loud, very, very hard. That goes for support or resistance. Remember, order blocks are magnetic, and then once they are magnetic, they act as resistance or support. But there you go. Thanks for that, Luna Riches Crypto, and also Marion. Thank you, guys. A Link. Let's take a look at Link, and then enter, but exit at 94. Oh, you did enter. Nice, Marion. Can you please repeat the range indicator? Yes, absolutely, brother. Let's take a look at that one. In fact, let's try to use it here. I don't know if I can use it because I had too many things, but let me see. Maybe I can. Let's go to indicators. Let's do chart prime. One word. All right, that's important. And then you just look for trend channels with liquidity breakouts. By the way, look at that. So you have this integrated on your market dynamics. What am I showing this then? Just in case you want to use it as a standalone, you can use them. Right? And it was kind of like a good segue for me to show. But you can take a look at, for example, let me see, where can I add them? Right here, I think it's not that noisy. Let me go to settings, then do all the way down here, channel detection, small. Let's do medium or even big. Let's do channels. Let's do also wrap, channel history up to 2, and then click OK. And you'll see that we have those channels with, again, low volume breakout and then medium volume breakout. So it is very, very close depending on your configuration. You basically can have them. As you can see, our premium version looks farther back into those ranges to give you a little bit of a better outcome. But trend channels, love them. And of course, you got them integrated on your premium suite. Just to let you know. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of those, but I mean, since you asked and I showed, of course, there is the answer. Hey, OC Sophie, what's up, Sophie? Can you interpret how can we use smart money indicators using TSLA and analysis? Yes, but you need to do your homework and know what those smart money indicators are and do. Like, for example, smart money indicators, the smart money theory is not on us, right? So it's just like, for example, giving you an example, what is a trend line, right? We have a trend line indicator, but you should know already what a trend line is. Different case, like for example, dynamic reactor, because dynamic reactor is a proprietary indicator that we do have. So you're gonna have homework, because for me to explain you the whole thing, it's gonna take me up to 2 hours. All right, so we won't have enough time, and I promise Chris Banner is still waiting for you to answer. Please give me the heads up. Otherwise, I will not be talking about your case because I need your permission to repeat what you said. I know it was on the public channel. I just want to respect your privacy in case you want me to. So I need Chris Barner to give me the heads up. So again, Chris Barnes. Give me the heads up if you want me to talk about your case. Waiting on that one, by the way. All right, let's go, Sophie, to your answer. Let me add something here. So I'm gonna add one more time the market dynamics. All right. And by the way, I do have, look at that, 1, 2, and 3 different market dynamics because I use different combinations. If I use everything inside market dynamics, this is what it's gonna be looking like. It is very noisy, it is very intimidating, and I cannot even start looking at this thing because it's just repulsive to my eyes, right? I know I'm a little bit messy on my charts, and that's why they call that I do some Mexican spaghetti. But I mean, nonetheless, I do an active effort to keep my charts understandably clean, all right? So the important or the key point in here is to layer out your indicators. Don't worry, I'm gonna get into this smart money indicators, but we need to understand how we're gonna be adding them, all right? Then whenever I turn on a combo, I can read it, add my lines, manual lines, right, to see where my most important support resistance is, so on and so forth, and then add the next one, right? So they do not overlap each other and make a mess. All right, having said that, now let's add from invite script only, not from favorites. Let me repeat that, not from favorites, but from invite only scripts. I'm gonna be adding, again, Market Dynamics Pro, and it's red for me. All right. This, guys, if you encounter this is TradingView being a responsive, let's just call it politely, all right? So let me clear everything here. And what I'm gonna be doing, making sure that this save button is clicked. And once it already has been saved, I'm gonna just make sure that you close all of your tabs, all right? And let me see if I have any other open tabs of TradingView. No, I don't, which is fine. And then I'm gonna reload this page, all right? Just give it 1 second. Here we go. And then once it have load them again, here we go. And now, most likely, if TradingView is not broken, all right, now I will still have access to my indicators. So this is something from TradingView, and this is not something from us. TradingView is being very, very, very buggy since we had the Black Friday sale. To me, they haven't updated their servers, and they took so many clients in. I mean, they did not do their homework. All right, enough talking. Let's go to Market Dynamics Pro. I'm gonna click it once. Here we go, and it's been added. All right, so let me start turning everything off. Again, you need to know where they are because this is not a one-on-one, and for me to explain you everything will be taking me somewhere around 2 hours. But let me give you a couple of examples. Order blocks. You need to know what an order block is, all right? So if I turn on order blocks, and then I just basically need max order blocks, so basically up to how many order blocks do I have, then I can have them right here. So up to 4 order blocks. I can extend them, and you'll see, let me just wait for this little thing to stop. Here we go. That no matter how far left I go, they will be extended. I don't like to have them like that, all right? I like to have them short. So I'm not gonna be clicking extended. Here we go. That is it. Then I do have multi-time frame order block. Maybe if I trade a 4 hour, and let me give you a kind of like a heads up. I love order blocks because they are meant to show you where that liquidity is being built on in real time, all right? So they are magnetic. So where I do see the most magnetic order block or the stronger order block, I could be looking for a possibility or added value or added percentages for the price to go towards that bigger order block. All right. So if I like, for example, the 4 hour, and I am right now in the 4 hours, so I could be looking at this order block, or maybe I want just to stick around with daily order blocks. Maybe I'm going to go to trade the 1 hour, but I want to see only daily order blocks because they are much more reactive, and then maybe I can cut through all of the noise that is happening in the charts. Well, then that's where multi-time frame order blocks goes on. So for example, I can select the time frame, it's going to be daily, and then up to 4 and turn them on. I'm just gonna be waiting a little bit in here, clicking OK, and let's see if we have daily order blocks. So yeah, I do, and they're all the way back down right here on Solana, all right? So just be careful because order blocks, look at that, how far back down. I don't think whether we're gonna be going that far away, not for now. Nonetheless, I do have my alert right there, all right? Let's go to the next one. Break of structure and change of character. Self-explanatory. If you don't know what a break of structure is or change of character, guys, let's help me out because it's the other way around. It's very easy, right? So what is a break of structure and what is change of character? As easy peasy as you can, guys, can help me out here. So I can then read you and go on with that one. Are their order blocks the same supply and demand zones? No, they're not. But they are very related to. Well, I can explain a little bit more on that. Yes, go to share my case. Perfect, brother. I'm going to talk about then now. Can we look at link? We are where we headed. Sure. Let me just wrap things up and then we'll take a look at link. answering Mario liquidity zones. Let me read it back just to make sure that I'm answering correct. Demand zones. Okay, supply and demand zones. So just so you know, we do not have supply and demand zone indicator because where is a supply and where is demand? Well, that depends, right? Like for example, someone was telling me the supply and demand lines indicator, and I was like completely confused, right? And then it hit me. Maybe are the support and resistance lines, right? And then he confirmed. So I mean, he learned somewhere on the internet that support and resistances are where supply and demand are. And technically, that is not wrong, all right? But also technically, that is not entirely correct, all right? Why? All right, price moves because there is a greater supply or greater demand, all right? So basically they're on equilibrium. So we break equilibrium, therefore there are more buyers than sellers, or sellers, there are few sellers and more buyers, and like the price shock makes the price move, all right? So are you guys following? Let me know, please. So yes, the price moves based on supply and demand. And then we draw a line, which is a support line, when we see that the price has moved up. So a support and resistance, is it a supply and demand area? Not really. It is not, right? And I can tell you like 100%, 99.9% certainty, there's never 100%, all right? 99% certainty that it is not a supply or demand zone. Why? Because there is no way for me to know it at the moment, right? And I'll explain a little bit more on that. What is it? It is showing me where the price action moved based on previous past support and demand reactions, all right? Well then, what is then a supply and demand zone? The closest that I believe that we can get to supply and demand are order blocks and liquidity zones, all right? Why? So order blocks, when you open up a long, you are adding your position to an order list, right? To the order book, correct? Well then, you are adding either supply or demand. You're either wanting to buy, all right, or wanting to sell. So you are adding supply or demand to that area. But let me put you into this situation. Maybe we got Lunar Beaches Crypto here in the house. All right, maybe Lunar Beaches Crypto, it's a whale. It's a secret whale, and he's been manipulating the Bitcoin price all across this range. I knew it, brother. I know it. I'm watching. Just kidding. All right, but let's just think that he's a whale, and maybe I'm just a newbie, right? And I'm gonna be saying, and he's gonna be opening a huge order at the top of the Bitcoin price, right at the top of the range. Well, then I can see based on the order block that someone, and I cannot tell who, right? He opened maybe a sell order right there, right? So I know I can buy now, and when the price gets there, I can also sell with it. There you go. Lunar Beaches whales, right? Love it, love it. Well, hello there. Love it, brother. Oh, thanks for being part of the class. Love it. Appreciate you being here. And all right, and then he makes me think he's gonna dump the price all the way there. So now I might be able to buy, all right? Did OC get his start? Like, yes, I did, brother. I did. You see, I'm not freezing. Well, that was a joke, bad joke. But I'm not freezing anymore. And yeah, I have my modem here. My Starlink, it's out of on the balcony. It's pretty good. By the way, I got it yesterday, but yesterday the audio was cut on the class, so I was not able to upload it. And I'm gonna be uploading today's class. So just want to end up my shift, end up a couple of things that I need to do. I'll work on the editing and then upload it. So it's gonna be later at night today, all right? But count with that, brother. Count with that, promise. What are those speeds, by the way? speeds. What's that on Starlink? What are you talking about? I'm a little bit confused there. All right, let me know. Download and upload. Oh, the speeds. All right, got it right here. Very quick. I even have a picture of that, so it's gonna be fast if I can find it, of course. All right. So far, because it's been raining, and by the way, you want to know that the soap opera here around? Look for Cosmo Island. Just look for Cosmo Island in yesterday. There was sort of like a mini hurricane that sank a ton of boats. And also the ferries or the big boats that cross people across the mainland, they were shaky AF. Pretty good to watch. Pretty scary to be in on those. In fact, all right. Come on, sink ships and speeds. That's what you requested. 216 megabits per second with 49 milliseconds latency. Upload speeds are 20 megabits per second on upload. So it's not the 300 that is advertised, but better than one. Better than one that I had previously. So yeah, plenty enough for me to work. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, brother. And thanks, Jay, for letting me know. All right, let me wrap things up. Well then, let's say that I'm gonna be buying because Lunar Beaches Crypto has opened up a position, and I can see that with the order block indicator. All right, remember it's an open order, and let's just say that I know Lunar Beaches Crypto. What is your Lunar Beaches? How it's called? Broker. So he's on Lunar Beaches broker, and he even owns that broker, right? So he opens up that and he's watching how the volume is moving, right? It's increasing. It's going to that area. And when it's time for him to execute his sell, waits for everybody to open also a sell, and then he magically closes his sell position. And then the price just keeps going up, basically wrecking, all right, wrecking everybody that opened up a short. And me that I sold on that area, well then I sold for cheaper because the market was exhausted. So he effectively manipulated, there you go, he effectively manipulated all of the retails, right, all of the newbies, thinking that we could be dumping the price there, opening shorts. And because he also had maybe another broker, a couple of other shorts, or a couple of other, most likely this is very tied to futures. So a future contract, he was able to sell for a bigger profit, the future contracts, basically making way much more money than he could have ever made, all right? So liquidity. This is to tell you guys, liquidity is dynamic. Is there a way for me to know it's there? Yes, order blocks, all right? Is it for sure that maybe somebody is going to regret and close that position? No, there is no way I can know that, right? I mean, I needed to be, remember when this Elon Musk, the owner of an electric car company, bought and dumped Bitcoin? Just because? I mean, who could have known that, right? No order block, no nothing. So just be careful out there. Liquidity also, like for example, I was saying the liquidity zones. Here we go. And let me click OK. Liquidity zones are also known previous zones. And how do we know? Remember that I call these things absorption wicks or absorption zones. Why? Because look at the wick that we had, right? Big wicks with big retractions. That is what I call absorption zones, right? So what does it means that there was a ton of liquidity. Doesn't matter if was there an order block. Maybe I just opened up the charts and I saw Bitcoin was cheap, and then I just decided, and just a ton of retailers decided to do the same thing, right? So is it for sure that this is going to have liquidity? No, it is not. But based on how the price was created and also the price action, how it was evolved, I can say that this is a liquidity zone, all right? So How to tell that there's liquidity order block? Do we know exactly if that's going to be executed? No. That's why we have this other liquidity zones, because we know that liquidity, those orders were executed for sure at that area, and they tend to look, or they tend to be executed again on those same areas. All right, it's not as easy as that, but there you go. Did I answer also maybe a little bit of your question there? So Sophie, please let me know. Let me jump into Chris Barn. So he was saying, and I'm not 100% remember. I've been with ChartPrime with X amount of months, and I usually find myself selling soon or entering late, right? So I look for the oscillator, and I want to have an oscillator that kind of like give me entry and exit. He also started asking, and we need to respect this because that is an honest question. And at some point, I believe that we all were asking this same question to ourselves. Is there a 99 or 100% accurate or 80, 90% accurate indicator? And the answer is, if you want me to lie to you, yes. If you want me to manipulate the data, the answer will be yes. But for sure, I'm going to be saying no. It's me. I'm the machine, Linear Bridges Crypto. I do believe that, brother. I do believe that. And I will be even willing to bet on you, brother. Yes, it's me. I'm the machine. Makes sense. I'm just trying to ask questions. Absolutely. So let me explain that. I mean, if you have, let's just imagine that we can create a 100% indicator, right? If I share it with you, well, that it's gonna drop to 99.99999999999, right? If you share with someone else, that percentage is gonna drop by 99.9999999, one less 9. Why? And that is just because of equilibrium. When you long the market, somebody else is losing their money for you to win that money. All right? So, if everybody wins, who's paying for that loss? There is just no way. That's why, what does loud and soft indicate on the order blocks mean? That is the strength on how easy is it to break those order blocks, by the way. Soft, easy, or the easiest, right? Hard to break it, and loud, the hardest to break. So, going back into equilibrium of markets, that's when we start saying, for example, when we see that on equilibrium of the market, that's when we start seeing divergences. So let's just say that Chris, you and I, and even Master Sergeant here, and Linear Beaches Crypto, there's 4 of us. And there's only $3 or even $4, right? If we all open a long, who's gonna pay for it? Our earnings. Well, no one, because everybody will be buying and there's no one to sell us to, right? So the price will rocket to the upside, and we will not be able neither to longer or short it. Does that make sense? So mathematically speaking, there is no 100%. Is it something close to it? Sort of, which is not one single thing. Let me give you another example, because this is important, guys. And I'm gonna be taking this time, and then I promise we're gonna be taking a look at Link. I promise, all right? But this is important. And all right, now let's think of, for example, a very accurate scenario, something like driving. All right, that makes sense. I am assuming there would be an indicator that gives you 99% accurate versus, but you're not wrong, right? I mean, let me make that your assumption is not wrong. All right, the hard data tells you that there is nothing like that, and in fact, I can kind of like tell by my own experience that if you only look at an indicator, the best that or the absolute best that I've seen an indicator to perform is something that around 70%, one single indicator, and that is not the whole market. Like, for example, let me give you an example. On my own configuration, right? My own configuration on buy and sell signals, all right? My own configuration of buy and sell signals works slightly better on a bear market, all right? So I am more profitable on the bear market that I am on the bull market just by looking at buy and sell signals for chart prime based on my own configuration, all right? And usually that percentage goes to something like 60 something. Also, it's important to note that not a win rate, it is the same thing as your realized profits. All right? So that also adds complexity to it. I'm gonna touch back on that, but let me show you something better. Guys, we have enough veterans? Yes, I do believe so. Guys, you have seen how I open out trades, how I lose trades, how I also kind of like I keep following on trades, all right? And every Friday, we try to keep up a win rate approximately. What was our win rate till last class? Can you guys tell me? And based on these classes, what was the win rate that we hold, or that we held? You can also share yours. I'm gonna share mine particularly, but also remember that I'm asking you to look at what we've been looking at the charts here on live, what I have lost, what I have let go, and what I have won. So what is my win rate? For me, with your calls, like 91% or plus. Thank you, Marian. Thank you for sharing. That's very important for me, brother. Thank you very much. If anyone else wants to share, maybe you started at 30 win rate and then you ended up at, I don't know, 60. That is a big increasement, right? So you'll see also my numeric value on the last year, for me, is something around 94, 93% win rate. And how can we achieve that? We do not achieve it by just looking at buy and sell indicators. Mine 85, Kim Cool. Thank you for sharing, brother. That means the world for me, to me. From 37, look at that. That is amazing. That is amazing. Love it, brother. Thank you for sharing. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for sharing. Jay, 90 plus. Thank you for sharing, brother. Thank you for sharing. All right. And Chris, this is not to sell your chart prime or anything. By the way, guys, let me say this to you. If chart prime does not work for you, do not waste your money. Go to somewhere that works for you, right? Chart prime honestly believes, and I believe, that we have the best industry indicators, but that doesn't mean that they need to work for you, right? Maybe the value of chart prime is in the classes, maybe the value in chart prime is on the community for you, or maybe it is purely on the indicators. For me, it's a mix of everything, right? And I do also say that because I never look at one single indicator. All of my strategies are based on at least 3 indicators. Let me go back to the driving scenario. To drive a car and not to get killed in the process, what indicator would you use? Your feet, your hands, or your sight? Just pick one. Impossible, right? Impossible. I mean, if you can only accelerate and brake, not able to steer or nor see, well then, how do you expect to go into a highway and make it alive, right? Or how do you even expect to make it out of the garage, right? And I mean, then all right, let's do something different. Just by sight, all right, then I'm not gonna touch the steering wheel, neither the accelerator. Well, I can see all across me that I'm not able to move, right? So let's just pair it to something, all right. That's why we need different tools to accomplish a complex task, which is trading. At the end of it all, the price moves because somebody is buying and somebody's selling, right? Fun fact, and Lunar Beach Script is saying, fun fact, if you manage your risks properly, you can be profitable with less than 50% win rate. Brother, facts, and yes, love that one. By the way, we have a free indicator that shows you win rate over realized profits. So perfect, yeah, PNL, exactly. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Marian. Cut your losses quickly. Could be. I mean, use a stop loss, right? Use a stop loss. So thank you, guys. So now, for example, let's say I'm gonna be comparing your feet, which you accelerate and brake, right? with an oscillator. Then I'm gonna be calling like a steering wheel, right? As support and resistances, all right? And then I'm gonna be calling my sight as my predictive indicators, like for example, a reversal, a predictive range, or something like that. So as you can see, we can safely get out of the house, go to the store, get whatever we need, trade goods, right? And come back safely almost 100% of the times. If that wouldn't be the case, we all should be dead by now. That is telling me, at least on my logic, that we need at least 3 different things to safely do or go to a trip, all right? Let me put that in practice, and let me explain to you, Chris Barn. What indicators for win rate? That is, let me show it to you. We're gonna be talking about that Thursday, so stick around. Let me go back, just finish up. I'm gonna do link and also explain a little bit more on how to use 3 different indicators. And then at the end of the class, I go to for that one pills and give you a heads up on the win rate versus a PNL, all right? Because that is complex AF, but fun AF also. And things are gonna be breaking your head, and because I guarantee you, because on my head, and I mean, I was expecting those results, but things started also breaking. I mean, yes, exactly. And I was like, holy Jesus. Yeah. And I mean, for me, that is just pure adrenaline. All right, let's go to take a look at Link. By the way, who requested Link? What time frame? And I got linking here. Let's go. All right, we have a prediction. Look at that. I was talking about it going all the way up here. We had a previous retracement and then we went up. All right, so far it seems I can call for that one. Let me just clear this up in here. And by the way, I believe that we're going to keep going down, but we're going to have a bounce. I'm going to explain a little bit. I'm going to remove everything, all right, right here. So I have my set of tools in here, all right? Maybe I just don't need to use only sight, my feet, and my hands. Maybe I can use my rear mirrors, right? Maybe I can use the twist of my head to look if something is coming to my side, right? Does that twist tells you something, like twist of the ribbon, like flip of the ribbon, right? So because that's giving you a heads up. So let me start from basics, because I told him an oscillator usually it's built for robust movements, all right? Overall direction. How can I say that, and why do I say that? RSI. Does RSI tells you when to enter for a buy or when to enter for a sell? If you let me hear you. Let me read you guys. Oh, this other way. Sorry. Let me read you guys, because this is very interesting for me, and I want to learn from you. Does an RSI oscillator tells you exact point of entries and exits, or give you an idea of when to start looking at a possible entries and exits? Yeah, I give me an idea. Perfect. Yes, because, and I did this in my early years. When I see oversold or overbought on an RSI, I went in and executed a trade, and then it just kept moving up, right? I was like, what? And then when I look back at it, it was right on spot. But when I was looking at it moving, it started shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And then I learned, or I pair it to mathematics, which is having the next volume and then shrinking in the past, pumping whatever is happening to fit within some threshold, which is needed, right? So, all right, I don't even know the actual mathematics, but since I like geometry, it's kind of like similar. So, all right, now we understand then that an oscillator is not meant to tell you where can you buy and sell. By the way, Army Piper buys and sells solely on his indicator, and he has a win rate of 70% or something. It's still pretty nice win rate. So that's what I said. I'm confident when I say that I believe ChartPoint offers if arguably the best oscillator out there. So it's not meant to give you entries and exits. It's meant to give you overall direction and strength, right? And you might be thinking at this point, well then, why do I need it, right? Well, you need it because, like, for example, is it gonna keep going down or is it gonna bounce? Let me know. Because right here I could have asked you the same thing and it bounced. Right here I could have asked you the same thing and it bounced. Right here I could have asked you the same thing and it bounced. Right here I could have asked you the same thing. And how did I knew that? Let me show you the magic. If I can find the tool, of course. Here we go. Look at what happened with the oscillator right here. What's happening with the ribbon and the zero line? It's breaking. Is it? Or is it not? All right? It is breaking. So I know I no longer have the strength to keep pushing up. And if I don't have the strength to keep pushing up, what's left to do? You see that? So it is not telling me where to enter. But now I'm going to show you how to use it to give you an idea where to enter and how to pair with another tool to add for that miss value. Like, for example, remember, for me, there's a list tree. So 33, 33, 33. So right now we're just looking at 33. I need at least another 33, right? So let's add it. Let me go and zoom in here. This is going to be interesting. Maybe, and by the way, this is what I say. As long as the ribbon is above the zero line constantly, I am looking for an overall movement to the upside. So if you bought it here, let me show you. If you bought it here as we broke above, I'm not saying that you should, because look at that. You would have been buying the top and then going for a retracement. But if you would have bought there and sold here, you will still be on profits. Why? Because you follow direction. So let me go a little bit easier on this one, all right? If I can see that I'm above, all right, I will keep going up, well, then I could now start looking for something else. The trend is your friend until the end, right? So when does a trend ends and when does a trend begins? What do you guys? Give me the heads up. Educate me. Come on, I'm trying to learn. Give me the best that you got. Go ahead. And I love this, guys. Come on. When a trend starts and when a trend ends. Change of direction. Yes, but could you maybe be a little bit more specific? See a change of character. That's a little bit stronger or better or more complete answer, and I liked it. Because, I mean, but you need to know what a change of character is. But yes, absolutely love it. Make structure shift. I think that is the LL. Also, all right, those two, Lunar Beaches Crypto, LL Brown, guys, love it, because that is a combination of and please tell me if I'm wrong, right? And I'm expecting somebody to do so, so please do so. I'm just enjoying this. And a trend breaks or ends when a trend line is broken. Would you guys agree or disagree? Let's the game begin, right? Hey, love it. All right. But I mean, makes sense. Agree. All right. Yes. All right. I mean, it's that simple, right? It's that simple. But that's what we're trying to do here. Not doing something fun become complex, all right? Just keep it simple. Simple. Agree, buddy. Thank you, guys. So let me clear this up, all right? And let's go for that because, I mean, I believe that is the most simple answer so far. So maybe if I can see a higher low, who LL Brown said, right? And also Lunar Beaches Crypto mentioned changes of the structure, all right? Then I can start drawing a trend line, all right? All right, maybe when I break the trend line and I still making that push, remember this is a well-known thing that is called a channel, right? And I could do another trend line. Remember how I do my head and shoulder lines in here? And also another trend line from here to here, all right? So I could even start looking now at a channel. All right, Bit cricket, but there you go. So my trend ended right here. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest, confirmation of the change of character, right? And off we go with a newer trend. Also, what's another way to look at this? Which is the same as Lunar Beaches Crypto was mentioning. And I love that answer. Come on, draw. What am I doing wrong? All right, maybe my internet? All right, yeah. Going down. Oops. All right, guys, can you still hear me? Please give me the heads up if you can still, or did that internet failed on me? 5 out of 5, great, thank you. Let's get it then. All right, so I have another trend line here, guys. All right, do you guys agree with it? If not, let me know, please. All right, what is next? Well then, a higher low and a higher high from the previous low and from the previous high in here, which so far I wouldn't be that convinced at that point, but now I can do my secondary touch in here, and I will be now respecting the classical bullish trend line against a change of direction of a bearish trend line. So you see how easy is that? All right, now let's pair it with knowing the direction. All right, so now I have, let me be clear. Oscillators for me are not support and resistances, but everything else that is drawn on price action at the end of it all is support or resistance. Everything, even order blocks, they are magnetic, but then they reject the price, right? So resistance or support, whatever is going to be rejected, right? So look at that. I know I'm bearish because I am below the zero line, all right? But I'm starting to have bullish divergences. So I'm looking carefully when I make my higher high. Right? Bullish divergences here, a ton. Do I have a higher high? No, keep doing lower lows. All right, another bullish divergence. Do I have a higher high? Not quite there yet. Now I'm breaking. All right, hold your horses. My direction has changed. All right, where is that direction changing for me? Right here. Where am I then looking for a possible entry? Very neat. What is this right here? A liquidity zone. Liquidity zone, remember, everything is to show you support and resistances. Beautiful support. And I can remember, I did not have this trend line here because I did not know where it's going to be bouncing. But I know now it's going to be bullish because I'm breaking above the zero line. All right. So breaking above the zero line. All right. Then going, oh, look at that support. And now flip of the ribbon. There I go. So where do I open up my long position? Let's go. Where is it? Come on. Long position. Maybe somewhere around here as I close above. Right? This thing, for crying out loud. All right. I don't know what's going on with this, but all right. It's funky to say the least. All right. So now I have my possible entry somewhere around here. And my stop loss is going to be below my support and giving it a little wiggle room. And that's it. Did I cut the very, very, very bottom? No. Do I need to cut it? No. I mean, I'm still making a hell of a lot of profits here, right? So let me ask you, buddy, and please be sincere with me. Let me know, is that a porch value? Does that shows you the combination of different indicators makes for a greater win rate other than just looking for one magical indicator? Let me know, please. And if not, I'll be very glad to do another analysis and another example. Let me also read you guys. That sounds legit, lol. I've seen worse. What is it? I can hear you perfect. Lower lows, higher highs. Perfect. Thank you for that, as a Master Sergeant. Yeah. I've seen worse than that. Sounds legit. A trend requires at least 2 touches. Exactly. Yes. or reactions to particular prices? Yes, absolutely. Is there an easy way to identify flip of the ribbon? Is it hard to see? It just you looking for the when the price action is getting close to a support or resistance, and then the ribbon is close to oversold or overbought, well, then you can predict an upcoming flip of the ribbon, right? And then you just basically either take the risk with half an entry or wait for the confirmation of the flip of the ribbon. That's for Jay. Do you look at the individual candles being not? I look at the price position, and do I count on the candles? No, but do I look at the individual candles to enter a trade? Yes, because I need to give a numeric value on what exactly I'm going to be entering, such as rules the next candle to close. Not really. I'm just looking for a candle close above or below a trend line or something like that. I think there's a setting to add dot. Yes, there is so which it's called cloud breaks. If your stop loss is a little under that, you'll enter at. Why is your stop loss a little under what you enter at? All right. I usually place my stop loss at the bottom of my most recent support, and then give it a wiggle room. Because remember, nothing is perfect, right? I mean, you're not perfect, I'm not perfect, and believe it, most of the traders are very flimsy, right? So that's why we have 90% of the traders not winning in the markets. So you're gonna be against all of those traders. So that's what I give myself a little wiggle room for the price, maybe not wick down, stop me out, and then move to the upside, right? So I'm giving me that space. Yes, green dots. Sergeant, majors, master sergeant. On the oscillator, you have overbought and oversold indicators along with buy and sell indicators. Do you use them? Yes, absolutely I do. I use them as confluence. I want to have at the top, a red triangle, a golden box, and OS symbol. So those three are indicating me that I'm about to reverse, and then I'm looking for the break of the zero line for a further movement or confirmation to the downside. I trade price action. Absolutely. I've seen that and love it. Do you do a specific risk reward? Yes, at least 1-to-1. If it's under 1-to-1, but my strategy is telling me to enter for a buy, I divide my entry. Instead of one single entry being 3%, I do one risky entry being 1.5%. And then I do set up a secondary entry for a total of 3% that give me a spare entry zone. That's what I do. Green dot, it's band break, not flip of the ribbon. You also can add flip of the ribbon as alerts, by the way. So can you show a demo of where you think Link is headed? Yes, let's do that. We already have gone for that. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is identifying whether I'm bullish or bearish. I'm bullish. That is easy peasy. Why? I'm above the zero line. I've been above the zero line, and I am about to break it, all right? I'm going to be looking for breakout zones in here. But if I break, and then maybe if I have a trend line here, which I do, by the way, and I can manually show you, well, not again. All right, that is a trend line, all right? And come on. And if I break here, most likely I will also be losing the trend line. So I'll be looking for a possible reversal and then going down. Remember, I'm bullish. I'm looking for longs, not for shorts. Only when you're experienced enough and you're willing to take the risk to trade against the trend, you do so, all right? So let me show you a little bit more here, and let's not do manual things. That's why we have the indicators to ease us in, all right? So now I'm gonna be getting started with my first indicator, which is, oh, by the way, my first indicator is this one, right? So I'm above the dynamic reactor, that makes me bullish. I am on green candles, that make me bullish. Then my cheat code is my prime score, so the higher, the more bullish, the lower, the less bullish, or the more bearish, right? So I am very bullish. Guys, do I long at any point when I'm bullish? Where do I long when I'm bullish? Retest, perfect. Support, yes. Pullback, yes. You guys are nailing it. Bottom of the channel, also great, yes. So I'm not gonna be buying or longing until I see crazy support, right? So this is a pullback. Am I ready to long it? Let's look at it a little bit closer, all right? Then secondary indicator here. Let me just hit this and just get rid of that. Perfect. Now I am on some support, but where is the bulk of my support? I have another one and I have this other one coming in here, right? Look at that, I'm forecasting my analysis, all right? Then I turn it off and then turn another one on. Where do I have support line and another support line and another support line, and I am going up in here, all right? Then I'm going to be closing this one and turning this one on. I have another support line and I have another support line here, all right? I close this one down and then turn this one on. Where do I have the bulk of my support? Where? So I have it right here, right there, not only because of those boxes, but also because the amount of lines that I have drawn, right? So big support zone right here, and I am right there. I could maybe just be waiting for one more candle to see if I flip, and if I flip, I'll be willing to enter for a long position if I haven't lost that support. What am I going to be aiming for my next, my stop loss at the next support zone and giving it a wiggle room? Where am I going to be aiming for my next taking profits? Because I don't have anything above here. Well, I do, which is this line here, the blue line. I'll be aiming at that area. Is that 1 or above 1? Yes, it's 1.5. I'm willing to enter that trade with one single entry. But at this point, I'm just waiting for confirmation for a long position because I do have a retracement. I'm bullish, and the only thing that I'm looking for is not losing the support zone and having flip of the ribbon. That's it. All right, what is the other case scenario? I did not enter right here on the reaction, so my short, it's gone. I'm not gonna be following for a short unless I lose this area and I break below. All right, then I flip up the ribbon at support, at the secondary area of support, all right? Let me just start cleaning things up because this is just too messy. Let me even start cleaning a couple of things so you can see with a little more precision where my support and entries, all right? So here we go. If I lose this area, in case I lose this area, and then I go all the way down here, and then I go all the way up there, what I want to see, and let me add that as red so we can see it better. Remember, I want to see flip of the ribbon at support, but now previous support becomes new resistance, and this is going to be what we call a dead cat bounce, and also a possible head and shoulders, and also a great opportunity to open up a short, not as I break, as I retest. All right, not financial advice. So did that work? Let me know. Who asked for the demo? Life Wilder, what's up? Let me know if that was a good analysis, if you liked it, and also if that answered your question. Also, let me see. Chris, did I answer your questions also? How you use multiple indicators to look for confluence? Sergeant, thanks, buddy. Like it, Aaron. Thank you. Aaron, Varen. What's up? That was a lot of information, but very educative. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you very much. Anytime. Special thanks to Lunar Beaches Crypto, by the way, in the house, and also the veterans. Let me call you by name because being a veteran, it's been here for many classes, giving me your support, and I do appreciate that. So Dan Grever, I'm considering you now a new added veteran, so welcome to the team, brother. Thank you for being around. We also have Kim Cool, Master Sergeant, also Mario, we have Pills, we have Aaron, we have Ella Brown, we have Lunar Beaches Crypto, of course. Is he gone? Oh, he abandoned us. Oh no, here he is. Sorry, my bad. Maybe it's just buggy? Right, Mr. Penance. And guys, thank you so much for the new members. Do not miss on the classes. Remember that we have Tuesday, we have double class, morning and late class for the guys that are on the other part of the world. Also, tomorrow, Wednesday, we have Army Piper for TA Talk, and I, earlier in the morning. Then on Thursdays, it's advanced class. And then also Thursdays, we do a secondary late class to follow up on this one. And Friday, we haven't done this because I am in the process of just wrapping up my win rate, where we usually go to and do our win rate, update it, and then I look at what's up for the weekend. And Saturday, we just do a quick session, a morning coffee, just to see how things are going on the weekend. And then we start over on Chart Prime 101 on Monday. So guys, thank you very much for being here. You have a head of crypto. What is it? That only... I love it, brother. Yes. The new penny stock lock. Yes, absolutely. I did think so. And I agree with that. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Remember that you guys are the most important part of Chart Prime and, of course, out of this class. So I'm always going to be trying to give you the most value that I can, and also be completely transparent when I do take a trade, when it's gone and I was not able to, when I messed up, when I win, when I lost, so on and so forth. So thank you guys so much, and see you guys tomorrow. See ya.